الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وله. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. I apologize for being away for 2 weeks now, but have a lot of work going on. Therefore it was difficult for me to be on time. We'll continue our talk about Dawah strategies of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Today I'll focus on the method of selectivity that the Prophet ﷺ used to follow. I mean, how he would select people for certain tasks of da'wah. This indicates that the Prophet ﷺ studies his companions very well and makes sure that he will choose the right person for the right mission, for the right work. So this indicates that he was very close to his companions. He knew them very well. And I was really astonished how much the Prophet ﷺ would know about his companions. One of the companions of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was named Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman radiyallahu anhu. And there is another Ubay ibn Ka'b, another Ali ibn Abi Talib. And we'll talk about how he selected Dihya al-Kalbi. And some of those people were selected for different work. When the people of Yemen requested somebody to go to them, he nominated one of his companions. You remember him? First of all, the people of Yemen are different from the people of Mecca and different from the people of Medina in different ways. That Yemen through history used to be a center of knowledge, and many of religions were taking place there. Like there were Christians and there were Jews and there were others. And this is why the Prophet ﷺ nominated one of his companions named Mu'adh ibn Jabal. You know Mu'adh ibn Jabal? And Mu'adh ibn Jabal. And he has certain qualities that others may not have, that he would be suitable for this job. When he sent somebody to people of knowledge, of books, the Torah and the Injil, he sent somebody who is very knowledgeable. It's different from sending somebody to people who are pagan, who worship idols. You see? So he selected Mu'adh ibn Jabal radiyallahu anhu, and he even walked along with him. And he said, Ya Mu'adh, you're going to people of for knowledge. So the first thing that you call them for is La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah. You see, he's giving da'wah strategy. We don't make debates. We don't call them for to have a good life, how to enjoy yourself, how to get rid of your problems. Although these could be da'wah strategies. But those people start with Tawheed. And we know that Christians and Jews share a lot with us. That many Christians and Jews believe in Allah, but sometimes in a different way. They associate with Allah, you see. But they believe in the prophets. Christians believe almost in all prophets. They believe in the day of judgment. They believe in angels. So this is part of La ilaha illallah. But they don't believe in Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as a prophet. If they would believe in him as a prophet, the problem would be solved. So he said, you start with them. If they accept that, and this is da'wah strategy for us as well, for people of the book. If they accept that, then you tell them that we have 5 daily required prayers. And if they accept that, tell them that we have fasting. We fast 1 month. And every year it is during the month of Ramadan. See how gradually he's going with them? And if they accept that, tell them that they take a small amount of their wealth to pay for zakah. And it will be given to their poor people. And it will not be even given to you or anybody. It will be to their own society. Now you create a Muslim society, you see? You started with salah, you believe in Allah, you have beautiful tawheed, very firm tawheed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you believe in Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you take him as your role model and example, then you go to salah, you develop yourself, you take care of yourself, you discipline yourself, you're committed, you pray on time, you know that salah requires wudu, tahara, you know all these things, recitation of the Quran, you teach them, you say it's not a matter, لاحظتوا يا اخوان, it's not an easy, you go gradually with them. If they really stable with salah, now they perform salah and they're good for that. You cannot ask somebody to fast who doesn't make salah. And some Muslims fast and they don't pray. Their fasting is not acceptable because really they have nullified their iman, their Islam. They're not Muslims. If you don't pray, you're not fasting will not be accepted from a non-Muslim. You see? And then you go to something else, which is now talk about fasting. You become more conscious, you develop your taqwa, you come close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you observe your own conduct, nobody is really observing you. Then you go to something, you create a community, you see, of zakah, because zakah creates a community. The poor people will be taken care of. There is very strong relation between the rich and the needy. So you create a Muslim community. If they accept that, tell them they could go once in their lifetime for Hajj if they can afford it. So, and the Prophet selected who? Mu'adh ibn Jabal. And the Prophet said about Mu'adh that Mu'adh is the most knowledgeable among my ummah. يبعث يوم القيامة وبينه وبين العلماء رتوة. In the day of judgment, he will be resurrected and he will be having long distance in front of all the scholars. He is superseding them. And Mu'adh was very young. The reports say that he died at the age of 33. You see, some people think those people are 75, 80. No. But they were very close to the Prophet ﷺ. They picked knowledge from him. And Mu'adh among the most knowledgeable people. Is Mu'adh from Ansar or from Muhajirin? He's from the Ansar. That tells you that he was not there in Mecca. And he learned only from Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in Medina. And look in how much, in a short time, he was able to learn. You see? You have a question? Not Mu'adh. That is Hudayfa. That's Hudayfa ibn Yaman. Okay? So this is a mission that requires a very knowledgeable person who could speak with very great base of knowledge. You see? You're talking about scholars, rabbis, priests, cardinals, people who have been in this religion for a long time and they have knowledge about their own religion. You cannot send anybody to them. Somebody who is... Later on, the Prophet ﷺ sent Ali ibn Abi Talib and Abu Musa al-Ash'ari. Ali ibn Abi Talib is the one who built the mosque in central Yemen. I went to that mosque in Sana'a. Have you been there? Ali ibn Abi Talib's mosque. Okay. And Abu Musa al-Ash'ari went to Tihama. Okay. To Zabit and other places where I went to the masjid of Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, the place where he built the masjid there. So the Prophet ﷺ followed different strategies we see for da'wah. The Prophet ﷺ followed the strategy of da'wah of sending letters to the kings. And he used to select people who could do, we call it, high standard public relations. High standard public relations. And his public relations officer who went to the kings was named Dihyatul Kalbi. Dihya al-Kalbi. Have you heard of this name? It's very interesting. Dihya, anyway, Jibreel alayhi salam used to come in the form of a man in the shape of Dihya al-Kalbi. This is one thing. He walked in Medina. People think that this is Dihya al-Kalbi walking, and he was Jibreel alayhi salam. Dihya al-Kalbi was very handsome. Very handsome. And usually when you go for public relations, you take somebody who is really taking care of himself. You speak to the kings. You speak to the kings. And you need somebody who really will represent Islam in the best form. And he must be a very good speaker. Good speaker. So the Prophet ﷺ selected different people for different purposes. Are you with us, ya Ikhwan? They're busy with that paper. So, Allahumma salli ala Rasulillah. The Prophet selected Dahya for that mission, for that task, for that important mission. And in other situations, when the Prophet ﷺ was in Mecca and he went for for Hudaybiyah, before the treaty was signed, he wanted to go for Umrah. He was going for Umrah, and he thought the Quraysh would not prevent him from going to Umrah. No, you don't have any right to prevent anybody to go to Haram. Okay, any Muslim could go to make Umrah. You cannot prevent. Your visa is to be Muslim. This is the only requirement to go, is to get that your visa is a Muslim. You go there. So pagans used to go there, and nobody would prevent them. How would come they would prevent somebody who recognized Ibrahim alayhi salam, Ismail alayhi salam, the people who built the Kaaba itself? Now you reject them. So the Prophet ﷺ and his companion thought they wouldn't really do that, but they stopped them at Hudaybiyah, say, because Hudaybiyah on the boundaries of Haram. You go Hudaybiyah, you know Shemesi, when you go to Jeddah, and when you come from Jeddah, and that is the small mosque, that is the place of Hudaybiyah. They call it Shemesi nowadays, but it's Hudaybiyah. Okay, this is the boundaries of Haram. The boundaries of Haram. Quraysh stopped them, say, you cannot let you get into the boundaries of Haram. So the Prophet ﷺ sent a man to negotiate with them, a man with certain characteristics, with a caliber to go to Quraysh. You know that man? Who was that? Uthman ibn Affan radiyallahu anhu. Why Uthman was selected? Let's look at those people that he could have selected anybody else. Why Uthman? Why not Abu Bakr? Why not Umar? Why not Ali? Why not Sa'd ibn Ubadah? Why not? He was highly respected by the Qurayshis. That's true. What else? He was indigenous Qurayshi. He didn't select anybody from Ansar. He selected somebody from Quraysh. If somebody with Ansar would come to them and say, you're not from us, and you have nothing to do with us, Jazakallah khair, go back home. Okay? You see? And I want you to see the intelligence of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. The decisions that he make, we need to study them. So that would help us in our da'wah when we make such kind of decisions. What else? Uthman cannot be bribed. He's very rich. Okay, Uthman cannot be bribed. Okay, and he didn't come for business. He didn't come for Mecca to get their money or to look at their wealth, or they could really, no. And he belonged to one of the aristocratic families in Jahiliyyah, Bani Umayyah family. Okay, his family is leading Quraysh. He's leading Quraysh. Abu Sufyan belongs to he and Abu Sufyan belong to the same family. Abu Sufyan was the leader of Quraysh. And I just want you to look how the Prophet ﷺ selected those people for these missions, The last two that we stop with, inshallah, is when in Al-Khandaq, although this is not only, all the work that we do is da'wah work. Even jihad work is for the sake of inviting people to Islam. There is no reason, if the da'wah could go to people with no military effort, there is no need for it. Okay? There is no need for it. Because the purpose of da'wah, the main goal of da'wah is to spread the word of Allah. If people can be reached without any force, there is no need to do it. Okay? But if somebody is standing between the da'wah and the way of da'wah, that if it's a mountain, we dig a tunnel. If it's a river, we make a bridge, or we take a ship and go. If it's a tyrant, that tyrant should be removed. Okay? Because people have to be liberated. People have to listen to the word of Allah. Can you force people to accept Islam? No. But you should take even sometime by force the barriers that stand between people and Islam. Anyway, when the Prophet ﷺ and his companions in Medina were surrounded by the Qurayshis in Ghazwat al-Khandaq, the battle of the trench, okay, they were surrounded by the Qurayshis and other tribes. So, and the Prophet ﷺ would like to know about the other camp, the enemy camp. It is work of intelligence. He selected Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman for that. And Hudayfa is telling the story. It's a very interesting story. That when Hudayfa radiallahu anhu said, in a very dark night, a rainy night, the Prophet ﷺ gathered his commanders, his people of Shura, and he said, I want somebody of you, one of you, to go and find out what's going on the other camp, on the enemy camp. Hudayfa said, the Prophet looked around, nobody responded. It was a very fearful situation that Allah described. This is one of the most fearful situations that the companions went through. The most difficult situations in the history of the Prophet ﷺ and his companions. No army in the history of Arabia has reached that level of preparation, of enmity, of command surrounding Medina. The hypocrites are declaring treason. The Jews declaring treason as well, because they said the contract, the treaty between you and Muhammad is invalid. And those 10,000 armed to the teeth coming and surrounding Medina. And the companions and the Prophet were living in a very difficult time that are described in the Quran. وَإِذْ زَاغَتِ الْأَبْصَارُ وَبَلَغَتِ الْقُلُوبُ الْحَنَاجِرُ وَتَظُنُّونَ بِاللَّهِ الظُّنُونَ. It reached a very difficult situation. Hudayfa said, the Prophet said it for the second time. Who is going to find out about what the enemy is doing? The Prophet said for third time, who is going to find out about the enemy's camp? I'll promise him paradise. Imagine the situation, ya Ikhwan, how difficult it was. Nobody responded. The Prophet looked around and said, where is Hudayfa? He said, I am here, O Prophet of Allah. Subhanallah, ya Ikhwan. When he speaks to people directly, khalas, said, I want you to find out about what's going there. And don't make any action that the people will find about you. So why the Prophet selected Hudayfa and not Ali ibn Abi Talib, who is better than Hudayfa? Not Umar, not Mu'adh ibn Jabal, not Abu Musa al-Ash'ari. Why? Probably he knows the place well. We don't know. Even we have many people of Medina who don't know a place. They are living in Medina. Okay. And he was very young. By the way, he was very young at that time. Has strong heart. Do you think he has a stronger heart than Abu Bakr? No. Than Umar? He has the caliber, he has the skill, he has the training to do this mission, because this is an intelligence mission, and it is one of the most serious and dangerous missions. He could do a commando mission because he was prepared to do that. How did the Prophet ﷺ know about him? Because, you know, the Prophet ﷺ selected him to be his secret keeper. He is the man of intelligence for the Prophet ﷺ. He knows secrets that Umar doesn't know. He knows secrets that Abu Bakr doesn't know. He knows secrets that only the Rasulullah ﷺ knows. And this is why Umar used to come and ask him when he wanted to appoint somebody to be an Amir or in command in chief or something. He will go to Hudayfa, say, what do you think of this man? Say, fine. He is the one who's making decision, because there are many hypocrites among the companions that they don't know about. Only Allah and His Prophet know about them. And the Prophet didn't tell anybody that this man is a hypocrite, that man is a hypocrite. No. Okay? Because this will create a form of distrust among the companions. Those, if we don't need them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of them. Khalas. It's not our responsibility to go into their hearts until this so-and-so is a hypocrite. No, it's not our business. But they will not be allowed to take a position where they will control the Muslim ummah. No. This is why Hudayfa was selected. And I'll tell you why Hudayfa was selected. By the action of Hudayfa himself, radiallahu anhu. He said, I went to the army of the enemy, and they didn't realize me. He really was doing a work of espionage, okay, intelligence. And he said, Abu Sufyan stood up and said, it's a very difficult night at anyone, and Muhammad is not fool not to try to find out about what's going on in our camps. So let every one of you recognize the one who is next to him. He said, immediately I went to the one next to me and said, what's your name? Who are you? Said, I'm so and so. You see, he's prepared to do that. He's having this capability, this caliber, this skill. You see, and he said, by Allah, I was in a point that I could kill Abu Sufyan. But I remember the words of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I asked you to collect information, not do any action. Who will stand? You know, this is the enemy of Allah who collected 10,000 people from all of the Arab Peninsula and armed them and promised them everything that they wanted to kill the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and to uproot Islam. And I'm only 1, 2, 3 meters away from him. Why not doing that? You see, temptation there is very strong. He wouldn't care about his life. Let them kill me. But they killed the leader. But the Prophet ﷺ said, don't take any action. Subhanallah ya akhwan. وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا يُوحَىٰ. He doesn't speak out of himself. It's a matter of revelation that comes to the Prophet ﷺ. Abu Sufyan became a Muslim. This leader of Kufr has become one of the leaders of Islam. Allah knows better than we think. These are just samples, small samples of the selective procedure that the Prophet ﷺ used to follow, and the basis on which he selects his companions to do these very important missions. غفر الله لي ولكم والمسلمين أجمعين وجمعنا بمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وصحبه الطاهرين في جنات عدن أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.